Dear all, this is your Ambalatharasu, Assistant Professor, Department of Science and Humanities. Today, we are going to see about a ferrous alloy, especially the tempered martensite for material science 2017 regulation, Anna University. Here, this shows the TTT diagram, that is time temperature transformation diagram for eutectoid steel. Here, we have to cool the material. By cooling the material, we get an structure, that is by cooling types we get different types of structures. For example, here austenite almost somewhat at high temperature, if the material is cooled slowly or by slow cooling, this austenite converts into perlite. That is a type of pro-eutectoid phase. And if this austenite is moderately cooled, we get bayanite, and this austenite is rapidly a rapid quenching method. Then we get martensite. And another important is, if we again reheat this martensite, we get tempered martensite. So we have to know some idea about this austenite, perlite, bayanite, and martensite before entering into tempered martensite. So the transformation of austenite to perlite. This eutectoid reaction occurs on cooling steel of 0.76 weight percentage carbon through eutectoid temperature of 727 degrees Celsius. So, that is the perlite stage. It attains the face-centered crystal structure of austenite of 0.76 weight percentage carbon, which decomposes to the mixture of BCC crystal structure of 0.022 weight percentage of carbon and orthorhombic cementite of 6.7 weight percentage of carbon. So this mixture is called perlite. So in perlite there are some various stages, that is during cementite or the temperature transformations. So at slightly lower temperature, just below 727 degrees Celsius, a relatively thick layer of both alpha ferrite and ferrous carbon phases are produced. This microstructure formed below eutectoid temperature is also called as coarse perlite. Similarly, the temperature is decreased and reaches to 540 degrees Celsius. The carbon diffusion rate decreases the layer progressively thinner, and these thin layered structure produce vicinity of 540 degrees Celsius, which is also called fine perlite. Here, this photomicrograph of picture A and B shows the coarse perlite structure and fine perlite structure. Next, transformation of austenite to bayanite. The transformation at the temperature below the nose of TTT curve. Here the diffusion is very slow and the total transformation time increases. Here the transformation product is no longer lamellar in nature, even though the transformation product will contain ferrite and cementite phase. Here this is now called bayanite. Also, the two types of bayanite formation are the upper bayanite and lower bayanite with respect to the temperature and transformation. Now The upper bainite forms isothermally the temperature range of 400 to 540 degrees Celsius, while lower bainite forms isothermally in the temperature range of 250 to 400 degrees Celsius. The bainite forms just below the nose of the curve, that is almost 400 to 540 degrees Celsius, which is called coarse bainite or upper bainite or feathery bainite. Next, the bainite forms at lower temperature of 250 to 400 degrees Celsius is called fine bainite or lower bainite or acicular bainite. It seems to be a needle-like structure. Here the structure clearly explains the photomicrograph of lower bainite and upper bainite. Here in this diagram it is clearly shown in the structure of upper bainite, and here the knife-like structure of lower bainite. Next, the transformation of austenite to martensite. These types in steels, they are heated into austenitic field and then rapid quenched at room temperature. This martensite is non-equilibrium single-phase structure that results from diffusionless transformation of austenite. So, this austenite to martensite in rapid quenching. Here, the temperature at which martensite starts to form, that is the starting temperature of martensite, that is MS. The temperature of transformation virtually completed stage, that is MF or martensite finish. Above the MS temperature, the martensite does not form even at high cooling rates. This transformation occurs only at the temperature between MS and MF. So, this martensite is the strongest, hardest, and most brittle among the microstructures produced for a given steel. The ductility for martensite is negligible. The hardness of martensite is determined primarily by carbon content. Already we told that with respect to the carbon content or any other mixture of alloys, that is specially primary material is carbon, so which seems to be a steel or cast iron solid. Here, this diagram shows the RC scale, that is the hardness values of almost 65 on the RC scale. That is a carbon and hardness, a type of hardness test. So as we told, the transformation, that is the reheater, will give tempered martensite. These properties of transformation products with respect to 0.76 weight percentage of carbon steel. Here, these tests goes for all types of material or all type of transformations. Here for coarse perlite, the hardness test is 15 and the tensile strength is 710. For fine perlite, RC is 30 and tensile strength is 990. For bainite, that is both upper and lower bainite, 45 is the RC scale and the tensile strength is 1470. Similarly, for martensite, the hardness is 65 and tensile strength is, it will not be some variations with respect to the other combinations. So, while this martensite is tempered at 250 degrees Celsius, we get RC of 55 and tensile strength of, that is the maximum strength 1990. So, which clearly indicates that the tempered martensite is most hardest or strongest material. So, as we told already, the martensite is reheated to reduce its brittleness without much loss of its hardness. This tempering is accomplished by heating martensite steel to a temperature below eutectoid for a specific time period. Normally, this tempering is carried out at a temperature between 250 and 650 degrees Celsius. This tempering heat treatment allows, by diffusion process, the formation of tempered martensites according to the reaction. That is the martensite which gives tempered martensite of reheating. This electron micrograph or photomicrograph of tempered martensite is shown here, which is carried out at 594 degrees Celsius. This smallest particle seems to be our cementite phase and the matrix phase of alpha fluoride. Thank you. Thank you, Anand.